Is all I ever knew. It's my time, hit these rhymes, enjoy this lyrical view. Going head first like a shirt, it's just what I'ma do. It's automatic, no manual, tune in, don't change the channel.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Good Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Tunde, and right here I have a special guest, a great guest, one of the best DJs, creatives in all of Houston, all of Texas, DJ Shante. How's it going?
Everything is great, and thank you for that introduction. That was awesome.
I could have kept going. I could have talked about the great work that you do, but I'll let that go as we continue this interview. So first off, how's quarantine been treating you?
Actually, it's been rough. When you're used to like constantly moving, having stuff to do, just always out and about, and then just have to be able to sit still for such a long period of time, and like it's been driving me crazy. But I've been finding like different ways that I can get creative and make do with my time. But like I just miss, being in the streets and working. But okay. It's starting to get back better. I'm back out here a little bit, not as much as I would like to be, but so I'm getting better now.
Okay, so what's like a skill or something that you've learned during this whole quarantine?
So interesting. I found this guy on YouTube that makes like leather watches or leather watch straps and like wallets and card holders. And I was just like, I always wonder how they did that. So I watched a whole YouTube video of him, how he picked the leather, how he sewed it together, the tools and everything. And I thought it was just real cool. So I went and ordered everything off of Amazon, bought the leathers, and then I started learning how to make my own. I ain't that good yet. I'm getting there, but I'm eventually going to drop a line or like a wallet or something.
Okay. Oh, sheesh. Another, side hustle to your plate now?
Exactly.
Okay. So for the people that aren't familiar with you and the great work that you do, who is DJ Shante?
DJ Shante, let's see, where can I start? So I started out, 5 years ago, I've been doing this. Never before in my life did I ever see myself being a DJ, nothing like that. Even though it runs in my family, my brother and my dad are both DJs. He's been DJing all my life and I've watched him, but I've just never been interested in it. I've always, I was an athlete. I played basketball. I just knew I was going to the WNBA. That didn't happen. I ended up having to go to work to take care of my mom. So I got a job with an oil and gas company, and I had to go be deployed in Afghanistan and Iraq for 3 years straight out of high school. So I ended up doing that for 3 years, came back to Texas, lived in Killeen, Texas. That's where I kind of grew up, between Killeen and Atlanta. Got back to Texas, moved to Houston, got a job with another oil and gas company, hated it. I was there for like 3-4 years, hated it. And I'm like, I need to find something that I can do. I want to become an entrepreneur. I don't want to work for nobody no more. And my homeboy, who's a photographer, just out of nowhere called me. He just had a premonition, and he was just like, I really can see you being in a club, being a DJ and bringing out a crowd and like rocking a crowd. And I thought about it, and I'm like, dang, you might be right. Cause I was already hanging out. I was a socialite. I knew all the promoters. I knew all the club owners. So, and I'm like, the female DJ industry is untapped, really. It's really one other female DJ. So I just saw it as an open lane, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn. So one of my other homeboys was the DJ. I was like, I need you to teach me. So he's like, yeah, he was like, come pull up on me, come sit in the booth with me, watch what I do. I'll give you all the music, get all your equipment, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, maybe like 3 or 4 months into it, I kind of got addicted to it, studied it, and I had reached out to one of my homeboys that was doing, I don't know if you remember Social Junkie, the club Social Junkie, or a bar. So that was my very first gig, and he was a promoter there, and I was like, I'll do it for free. Let me just open up, just try it out. And then ever since then, like I just been going, and I ain't looked back. Like he gave me my first opportunity, and I've been going ever since. And then a year into it, I was blessed enough to get on the radio, 93.7 The Beat, iHeartRadio. I started out doing holiday mix shows, and then which in turn they were like, we want you on full time. So then I started doing a lunch mix. Then Then I got on to be an on-air personality, which just came from, you know, just being in the radio station. I never thought I would be on air, none of that stuff. So like, yeah, a year into that, did that. I'm no longer working there anymore. I did 5 years with 93.7 The Beat. I just stopped in January. So right now I'm just focusing on my brand, and right now, you know, I'm like into sneakers. So I'm working on that type of brand. I'm a brand ambassador. So it's just different avenues I'm looking at right now. And then, like I said, I got my little leather business I'm doing. It's just different things I'm doing, you know, that make me happy. So that's to totally sum it up. That's me.
Okay, so when it comes to being a DJ, what's the hardest thing you've learned like during this whole process?
The hardest thing is dealing, like, it's just the business side of it. Like, everybody, you know, they're all cool and they want you to come work, but then sometimes they don't want to pay you what you're worth, or they don't pay you at all. And then being a female is difficult because, you know, they don't take you serious. They don't think you're going to do anything, or you're going to retaliate if they play you in any kind of way. But I'm pretty sure everybody in the industry knows how I operate. I'm not the average female DJ. Like, you can't play with me like that. So I kind of, you know, you have to build a respect level for yourself for people to take you serious. And I think that's the hard part, because some people are so, you know, they're kind of passive, so they just let things go. I don't. So I think that's the hardest part, is just building up that respect for yourself.
So speaking of sneakers, we have a mutual friend, Tracy. Shout out to her. And
Girl.
y'all had y'all worked with Finish Line on a project. Tell us about that experience.
So that was dope. Shout out to Tracy and Tasha Kwan. So basically, Nike Finish Line. You know, Tasha Kwan was part of Sneaker Summit. They wanted to come out here. They thought she was dope and just kind of walk through her everyday life, being, you know, in the sneaker community. And, you know, she's like, well, if y'all going to do it with me, I'm not the only one doing it. I got my homegirls that are part of the culture as well. And we kind of build this thing here in Houston. So she invited us out, and it was just pretty cool. They just kind of did like some little scenes of, you know, all of us hanging out, wearing our sneakers, out to eat. And just her basically describing her passion for sneakers. So yeah, it was dope.
Okay. So as like a creative, and during these tough times with the coronavirus and just the pandemic, what has helped you to like come up with ideas for not just now, but also the future? What has been something that
free time, just all the time in the world to think and really, like, you know, as much as I hate what's going on and how much it sucks, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because it gives you that opportunity to actually sit down and really evaluate how you've been doing business, what you're doing in business, how you can get better, how you can add on to it. And for me personally, I found a lot of ways where I was slacking business-wise. My music, I needed to really sit down and update. I needed a website. I didn't have a website. I got that done. What else? Just and then planning out what I see for myself in like the next 5 years, and where I expect my brand to be. And then just kind of like looking at other people that are successful and looking at what they're doing. Also, for me personally, I did a lot of personal growth and development, because my mind was kind of on some other stuff. And I was like, you know what? We bring it back down. Let me start reading, you know, get more positive and be a positive influence for other people. So I've really used this time to really just get myself together and get my business together.
As a creative and being in the city of Houston, do you see Houston as a destination where people can grow as a creative compared to like other cities, LA, you know, New York?
I definitely think Houston is that city. Houston is big, but it's small. Our community, our demographic, our culture, everything, it's pretty much 6 degrees of separation around here. It's like somebody you know somebody that knows somebody for specifically what you're doing. So I feel like it's a great networking place. It's a great networking city. It's a great city for opportunities. There's no reason why your business shouldn't be successful just living here. Like LA is a little more difficult because it's a lot of competition. It's crabs in the bucket, you know, it's everybody doing the same thing. But I feel like Houston, you can kind of do what other people are doing, but just kind of set yourself apart, if that makes any sense. I love Houston. I'm from Atlanta originally, so everybody always asks me, what's the difference? What do you like better, Atlanta or Houston? I'm Houston all day long. Atlanta is just too much. Like Houston's slow, it's calm. You know, it's not too many people here. So, I mean, I definitely think Houston is that city for that.
So what is something that you can see that Houston can like get better at when it comes to like our community of creatives here?
We just need more events, like networking events and dope events like all these other cities are having that we don't have. Like when I go to New York or I go to LA and I'm just constantly every day, Atlanta, it's Miami, it's an event. Yep. It's always something going on. And I'm just like, we should be doing weekly stuff like this too. Like it's too many people that have different niches and it's too many places that we could throw these type of events. I don't know what's stopping us. That's one thing I said I'm going to work on, jumping back after quarantine, you know, is just creating more platforms and more events for us to be able to just link up and network and just feed off of each other, help each other out.
You probably get like tons of questions of people hitting you up like, hey, DJ Shante, like what advice do you got that can help me become a good DJ, become a creative? So what are something or things that you have for people that can help them to get to a career that you're in or even become, you know, being more as a creative?
Couple things. Do your research. It may look all cool on the outside and fun, but it's something you really have to take serious. If you're going to do it, really, really take it serious and get around people that are doing what you're doing and that are successful and study them, ask them all kind of questions. And then, like I said, as far as like DJing, music-wise, you got to know your music. You got to stay on top of the music that's current, and you got to know your old school because everywhere you go is not going to be the same type of music. You got to be able to switch it up. You got to be versatile. You got to be all of that. Invest in yourself. Save your money up. Don't, take the shortcut on anything. If you're going to invest in yourself, buy the best of the best that you can because it's going to last you a long way. It's going to take you far, and you're going to double up, triple what you spent on it, but it's an investment. And then, build your brand at the same time and just do good business. At the end of the day, your reputation is everything. You could be terrible. You could be mediocre, but if you do good business, you show up, you're respectable, you're going to be great. And that's with anything you do.
Facts. So what about like networking? People
put yourself out there, always talk to people. If you got business cards, if you just want to, hey, my Instagram is this, I'd appreciate if you check me out. Or, hey, if you go to another event, you're like, hey, if you ever need a DJ or whatever, always just put yourself out there, introduce yourself as what you want to be. Whatever you are trying to do, don't say, hey, my name is Shanté. Hey, my name is Shanté, I'm a DJ, blah, 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 blah. Always put that in people's head because then that's they're going to remember you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be seen, you want to be remembered. So that's always been my motto.
Facts. Okay, so we got a segment. It's called Quick Talk. It's like a rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you some questions. You just give me, some responses with that. So my first one, you talked about sneakers earlier. What's your favorite sneakers?
Nikes.
What in particular?
What Nike?
Yeah.
Air Max 1.
Okay. So are you a Jordan fan?
No, I just became a Jordan fan. I just started buying all the 1s and 3s and 4s. I just started getting into that, but I've never really been a big Jordan fan. It's always been just Nike anything.
Okay. Favorite restaurant in Houston?
BB's, Tex Cajun BB's. It's like a Cajun restaurant. I go there for crawfish. I love that place.
So you're a crawfish fan, like crazy crawfish fan?
Yes, and crawfish season was canceled. I mean, it's still going, but it wasn't the same.
No, you're definitely. I've never been like a diehard crawfish fan. Like my family loves it, but it just never. I mean, to me, I think it's overrated. But that's my opinion. It just hasn't. It hasn't just like stick to me.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm not going to say that I've been like a crawfish eater for years. I've been on it probably about the last 3 years, but I'm addicted. I don't know. If you got to be quick with it. If you slow eating it, it's not going to make sense to you.
Okay. So is that your favorite restaurant outside of Houston?
Outside of Houston.
or outside of Texas?
Whew. What restaurant would I go to outside of Texas? Well, we up? No. Yeah, I guess that's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
I'll eat anywhere else. I mean, because you know, every city has their own restaurant.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have a favorite outside of Texas, but yeah, I try anything.
Who's your favorite music artist?
Kanye West.
Okay. Kanye, why?
I'm a big Kanye fan, like the old Kanye, of course.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool, but I really liked, you know, what he went through and how he overcame, and just him as an artist, a creative, a designer, all of that. He despite his little whatever he does, you know, everybody has their ways, but as a creator and a designer and a musical artist, I like him. He's
so
my favorite.
where do you rank Kanye when it comes to best artists of all time? Where does Kanye stack?
He would be top 5 for sure. Top 5.
Yeah. If you add everything with Kanye, the creative, artist, performer, producer, yeah, I can see that. If you really think about it, and actually I'm thinking about it as like Kanye, he's done everything in the industry plus more. And so that's okay. That's a good answer.
Right.
So
but you can't deny his talent. But anyways, go ahead.
Nah, for sure. Kanye, probably the most talented artist we've ever seen ever. I mean, 20 years from now, people are probably gonna have Kanye as the best artist, top 2, top 3 artists of all time. All right. So what's your favorite event that you've either collab with, DJ'd at?
No lie. Pride weekend in Houston last year was the biggest event I've ever done in my life as far as crowd-wise, as far as the lineup. I DJ'd after Young M.A. She came, performed, killed it. And so that energy she brought as a DJ, you got to keep that same energy. And we went up, and it was crazy. And it was all types of people out there. It was everybody. It wasn't even just gay people, black, white, Asian. Everybody was out there, and everybody just had a great time. And that was a huge milestone for me. And the publicity that I got for it, it was dope. That was one of the biggest and best events that I've ever done.
I heard it. When was it? What year?
It was last June.
Oh, last June. Oh, sheesh.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was telling me about it, but I thought it was maybe 2 years ago, but sheesh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Rockets, Texans, you know how it goes when it comes to Houston. Which one of those teams do you think will be the first one to win a championship in Houston?
I would like to say the Rockets, but our boy Harden just can't get right when it comes to the playoffs. He does great all through, and then we really need him to pull through. He ain't nowhere to be found, and that pisses me off. But I feel like the Rockets for sure before the Texans, honestly. And then now we done lost Hopkins from the Texans. So I don't know what they're doing with that. And I don't even watch football. I don't even really watch sports like that anymore. But I really think it's the Rockets before the Texans.
Okay. So you think as a city, we would want the Rockets to win the ship? Either way, both teams, we saw how when the Astros won, the city went crazy. But I think if the Texans win, the city will go, because it's a football city.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go crazy for sure. Because you know how many Dallas Cowboy fans we have in Houston?
That's what I'm
crazy,
talking about.
So all the Houston Texans fans, they gonna act up. They gonna wild out. So if that ever does happen, the city gonna be on fire.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so very important. It's been a crazy couple of months. I mean, we already have the corona, but we see the police brutality and the wrongful killings of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery. What's something that you could tell the people that could just help us as a community, as just people that we're just going through? And it's tough, but some word from advice, anything you got to help us and
Hey,
just
just
to move
keep
forward.
spreading awareness at the end of the day. Like, keep putting it in their face, because this ain't gonna go nowhere no time soon, and we can't get silent. We can't just keep protesting it and speaking our minds and only do it for a couple of days or a month and then go back to normal, because this is never gonna end. And whoever has anything to do with all the wrongdoings that's going on needs to be punished. And the only way that's gonna happen is we keep fighting, just got to keep, protesting, putting it in their face. I'm liking what I'm seeing on Instagram. Every post, it's boom. Like you can't run away from it. And that's the thing. We just got to keep that same momentum until it stops. If that ever happens, you know what I'm saying?
No,
But yeah, I was able to go to the protest, and that was an amazing experience. Like, I've never been to anything like that, but it was just, man, it was crazy.
yeah,
All the love and the support that was there, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to the protest in the march, but I saw the city, like literally the city of Houston just came together and
They did.
really put on. Like, you didn't see any nonsense. Everyone had one goal.
It was the most peaceful thing ever, and I was kind of skeptical about it because what I've been watching on the news, everybody getting shot, these stupid rubber bullets and getting beat up, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't know what else I can do to show my support other than, signing the petitions for these cops to go to jail, donating, posting on Instagram. I'm like, I don't feel like that's enough. And I was like, I'm not going to feel like I've done enough until I actually go protest. So I took that chance, but it worked out fine. It was peaceful, and I'm just happy. Thank God for that.
Yep, it's just bring awareness and letting people know that, I mean, we're one, but we got to be better. Like, this world, this country has to be better. And for us African Americans, we got to keep applying pressure. We got to keep letting people be aware that, hey, this is not right. This is not how the world should be.
We tired.
You just said it. We tired. And until they understand that and realize, we just got to keep applying pressure. We got to keep we got to show.
And these companies, what I'm loving is these companies stepping up and showing their support. So now it's going to be more Black people, in these companies moving up, because this is what's going on right now, and they don't have a choice. And it sucks because it's like they want to seem like they're more diverse now because of what's going on, but it's also a better opportunity for us. So at the end of the day, it's like we winning.
Oh, facts, for sure winning. So what do you got coming up that the people should be on the lookout for? Projects, new?
So I had a bunch of dope events lined up before quarantine hit. We had the McDonald's All-American Classic that was going to come to Houston. Yep. Me and Rogers were supposed to do that. That got canceled. Sheesh. So really, it was like, man, events. And all in that 1 month of March got canceled. So I don't know if they're going to push them up and bring them back later on in the year or what. But right now, nobody's really planning anything because we don't know when this thing will be officially really, safe enough for everybody to come back out again and for us to throw these big events again. So really, we have stuff planned, but we just don't know when we're going to do it. I don't want to speak on it and it doesn't happen. So, but we working on some stuff.
Facts. So where can the people follow you, get these news, see how you're doing, see how you're rocking with this whole pandemic? Where can they follow you and check you out?
You can follow me on Instagram, DJ Shante, DJ Shante. Same thing on Twitter. I have a Facebook. I really don't check that, so I'm not even going to pub that. I do have a website. Where in the world is DJ Shante? That has everything on there. My schedule, my gigs, what's coming up. I keep that updated. You can contact me through there for bookings. If you have any questions, if you just want to learn how to DJ, anything, hit me up. But yeah, those are my three ways you can contact me. Yeah,
for sure. Follow her. Look out for her. This is one of the best DJs in Texas. You know what? In the whole U.S. Like, she's a great creative.
Thank you.
If you don't know her, you're about to know her. So I appreciate
because I'm coming back harder. Trust me. 2020, I don't even count 2020. 2021, it's on.
What people don't realize is that this pandemic and everyone just being inside and, this is not the new normal. people gonna come out of this and be like on top.
On 10.
Like,
and
people
on,
don't get that. People too
Yeah.
busy complaining and saying, I wish we could 2021, just forget about this. But they don't realize that these people, there's some people that are hiding right now that are in their bag and are about to just.
Exactly. They about to come harder than ever.
Oh, for sure. And I know this is one of the people that will. So be on the lookout. If you don't know her, she's coming with fire. But DJ Shante, appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. This is great.